the how this entire pension thing is connected to the digitization of government, and how through possibly the digital ID, the government would try to get pensioners and eventually get all pension payments or whatever transferred over to a digital payment card. So it would end up being one ID, one card. All your monies and everything would be on your digital ID, and the government was moving full steam ahead to digitize the public service or whatever, be able to facilitate this, and all new entrants to the public service would have been mandated to use this new method of receiving payments. So, and even if you chose to retire early from the service, they would put a punishment on you to say that you got to work all the time or not. They will punish you and you receive less pension. As we know, probably thanks to you, Vincent, and the others, the push for digitization was not successful or as successful as the government hoped. And in our large elderly population, I'm not sure how very technical our people is as it relates to this digitization move. And I think that want to play that in their favor as well, where persons who may choose not to go the digital route will just be completely left out. Just be left out.
I'll tell you something.
I think that's another area. So go ahead.
I'll tell you something. A few months ago, the Labor Department sent me a bill. They wanted this bill for me to make some comments on. It is the Protection of Wages bill. They're going to do a new Protection of Wages. We already have a Protection of Wages Act, which prevents employers from paying in rum shops. You can't pay in a rum shop unless you're working in a rum shop. You can't take out people's money without their consent. You can do a lot of things. And you've got to pay people in legal tender. That's what the hallmarks this thing, because in the old days,
yes,
the plantation owners just said, well, look, I ain't got no money to pay this week, so hold this bag of cut yams. That was outlawed. It was outlawed by the ILO, and our government then put it into our law because we were not a country that could join the ILO because we were still a colony. So Grantley Adams put that piece of legislation, I think it was in 1951, on the books. And it said you could pay a man in legal tender and not otherwise unless he give you permission. So you can even pay a man by a check unless the man said go ahead and pay. They have retained those. But what they have done also in that act is to say digital money is legal tender. So any employer now in Barbados, whether this legislation is passed, can pay you with whatever kind of digital money they got. And that is dangerous because I do a lot of my shopping in the fresh market and the cheap trade market. So I don't see those hawkers or this when the digital payment stuff coming to that by car from me. I still want dollar bills. But these people are going hell bent on what the international community tells them to do without having regard to what is going on in this country. If they were not just listening to the IMF, and they would not go ahead with these cutting people pension, not with the cost of living galloping like this, people pension don't last.
Caswell, if you remember the debt settlement bill, where the government passed a law saying that those persons who were owed injury, some like disability, if the government owed you any money or whatever, if they even owed you for compulsory acquisition of land, that they were going to pay you in bonds.
Yeah, I remember
that. Yes, that part too is a means of way in which the government rob or is attempting to rob the people because they know that these bonds really don't have any value due to the way they destroyed that treasury bill market. And if you read one Alpha's comics, the type of debt restructuring Barbados did was only ever done in Russia, which is almost like a de facto dictatorship. It was done in Ukraine as well, and Uruguay, not even Greece. So Barbados is up there as it relates to the implementation of the worst draconian measures as it relates to taking money from the people, holding on to that money, and saying to the people, you can either take bonds or you take nothing, and using the parliament to mandate that against the same very people that would have voted them in there.
But what is ironic is that you had your government paper, and the government give you this haircut and take off all your government paper, and the government give back government paper again. Would you trust government paper after mayor and her people went ahead and left people paupers who had government paper? I certainly don't want anything but government, any government, try to build bond nothing by government, because they'll go back the next time and say, okay, we planning not to do it, but we got the choice, we can do it again. I want $100 bills, I want $20 bills, I want $5 bills, and that kind of stuff. I want them. I don't want a paper that I cannot carry the popular.
And the only legal requirement to make what Caswell just said happen is for it was approximately 75% of the investors to agree to new restructurings and new haircuts. And if you understand how the Barbados financial system is set up, approximately 4 institutions, government-run institutions, own 75% of the debt. So basically, the government is giving the government permission to rob the people.
That was nasty, because I have a contract with you. I have a contract with Winston, and I have a contract with another party. And if two of the people I have contract with say, "Oh man, go ahead and do mine," I don't mean that I can offer the third. The third gonna agree to. But they see, the thing is, Bajans don't hold the politicians accountable for anything. And that's the problem. We get vexed and we say, well, we can remove them at election time. But you know how much damage these people can do between now and the next election? You can't wait. March. Let them know that if they do foolishness, we're going to speak up against it. We can't go to the house and speak because they got all the seats. So we can speak on the road. We can march. We can let the people know. And hopefully one of these days, CBC will get enough guts to come and join us too.
Okay. I think just jumping quickly here, there's something going on social media. Speaking about the NIS fund, right? And it really is like a little package of what everybody's speaking about. It's saying that the NIS fund was set up with government as a trustee. You have said this, reiterated this time and time again, Caswell. Government, after many years, woke up one morning and realized this thing got in a lot of money. More money than the workers need right now. So under the guise of investment opportunity, they started dipping their hands into the fund, dispatching millions along with their other rich investment friends into construction projects, investments that hardly carry any significant profit except for the acquisition of assets. Unfortunately, some of these projects crashed and millions went down the drain. Besides this, many unscrupulous employers kept extracting monies from workers already slender pay packets as NIS contributions before actually paying them into the scheme. After years of being assaulted back and front, the powers that be announced the fund is on its last legs and drastic measures must be implemented. However, before they initiated any austerity measures, they forced to write off all debts owed to the fund to the tune of $1 billion and more. Now, the stage was set to apply pressure upon the only people who had no hand in the fund's demise. The only people who come rain or shine each week, each month, each year, steadfastly donated a tithe of their earnings with the hope of one day, if God spared their lives, recouping some of it before they close their eyes as a lifeline for their survival in the twilight years. However, the plunderers decided that no, they must contribute more over an extended period. Furthermore, having so severely violated the fund that it now needed CPR, they are proposing to abandon it and turn it over to private enterprise. No mention of repaying the contributions they took and mismanaged. No attempt to retrieve those monies not contributed but extracted from the workers. Just a decree that 250 more contributions will make you a member of the Fortunate 68 Club. Unbelievably, the powers that steal after such a clandestine affair still has enough popularity among the populace that they have found many willing to come to the defense of this diabolical and sinister act against workers' rights. The political yard folk. They're saying that the only interest is the defense of the party and the sworn allegiance. It goes on to speak about political yard folks and how they come out and they defend, etc. But in a nutshell, that was what we've all been speaking about, what they did to the NIS, right? And I believe that tomorrow will be a pivotal turning point in what will continue to happen relevant to this administration and how they implement legislation continuously. All right. I'm hoping, well, I know that people will come out, but I'm hoping that we get a shock. Like I was shocked that day and in August the 7th, 2 years ago. I want a shock tomorrow. That's the truth, all right? And I'm hoping that Kimar, yourself, Caswell, you keep educating these people, because I have learned so much in listening to each of you. I mean, things that I never knew. I would do a lot of studying myself, but there are certain intrinsic and really interesting points that you would have brought up, that you would have enlightened the public to, which these people keep and conceal from us. You understand? And cloak it in all kind of verbiage so that the normal man cannot understand. And I thank you guys for this. I thank you immensely. Continue, Caswell, if you have more to say. Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I mute because I don't want feedback going in the system, but
that's all right.
I got the camera, you know. I'll give an example of the yard folks that you're talking about. If you will notice that I put Facebook yesterday a video that was taken of me using a broom to slosh boat in some stinking water at inside the polyclinic at St. Philip. I thought inside, not outside the yard, inside. Just the only thing separating the people who are waiting for treatment and that thing, we got to close the door. And they outside said, no, the corridor now. And you won't believe, but one yard folk jumped on me. You know, just so, because he thinks that everything you say about this government, that as I posted within minutes, he says, how do you know that this is actually a room that is in use? It may be on the complex, but not in use. It is inside the building where people were just closed. They had to close the door because, and the government give you a little misinformation today too. They said, but construction work, 4 months. No, the construction work was suspended 4 months ago. They suspended the officer that was doing the construction, that was responsible for the construction, and suspended work. So all our water that falls, because the roof is compromised, it gets in the building and there's nowhere for it to get out. And the yard folks attacking me. Showing, yeah, I know, but the thing is, just to show you how really blind and stupid they have these people, that they would do anything or say anything to defend this government's nasty behavior. You know? How we get so... I remember Sandyford asking, former Prime Minister Sandyford saying, how we get back to this? But Barbados were never at this level of stupidity. That you will have people at a political party and don't care what they do. They are right.
You understand
that? They national insurance money. And these people are still saying that they're right. When these kind of people, they lose their national insurance money too, you know. But they don't care because the government cannot hear. Okay. I can assure you that if this was done by Franklyn Stewart in this administration, boy, the world would be full of people. Headed by Mayor Motley. She'd be up front. With all the merchants and
what's interesting to Caswell and Mason, y'all can remember this post about senior ministers, where the government almost increased the pay of these senior ministers by close to like $20,000 per month, and it was for them. So collectively, Collectively, these 5 ministers work for $906,000 collectively, and collective cabinet salaries are $4 million a year. And we got four more years to go to the election, which means that the cabinet have at least $16 more million to draw out the people before we could vote them out.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
And
Right?
we
You go ahead and finish. I was you finish.
Okay. I have the mumble here in the background.
right.
Just
So
invite him in. All
if
right.
I understand this correctly, you made people senior ministers so that when they retire, they could get a bigger and heftier pension, right? You send out the money to all of these people who don't do no work really, because they just sit back and lap legs, in my opinion. You increase the, like I say, you increase the benefits to the allowances to the top level civil servants again, which means that the senior ministers gain another increase for doing nothing. And then we still have people who will jump up and cheer, not realizing that these people suck $4 million a year in cabinet salaries out to the people.
Now, let me tell you something, see. This senior minister thing is a ruse. In the Westminster system, there's no senior minister. All right? This senior minister was created in Barbados when Arthur took down Billy Miller, when she was deputy prime minister, and put me as deputy prime minister. And Billy get vexed. So when Arthur decided that he's going to pay Billy the same money, don't make the noise, I can give you the same money as mayor, and so I call it senior minister. Senior minister doesn't have any more duties than any other minister, because a minister is a minister. All ministers are equal, and because you know saying that some of these ministers supervise other ministers. No, the supervisor of the ministers is the prime minister. Prime minister is first among equals. All the rest all of them are equal, but the prime minister is first. Now she has some other first. Those 5 other people now become first too, because they are now supervising ministers. The minister's only supervisor in the system of government that we have is the prime minister. Prime minister can hire and fire them. Senior ministers only draw pay. And that is what they did. They're always finding a way to fleece this country. They're not senior minister. And the first senior minister that had in the Caribbean was George Price in Belize. He was Belize. He was the first prime minister, and he did so much for this country. I didn't find. So when he lost the government, the opposition, he was in the opposition benches, and out of a mark of respect, in opposition, the government of Belize called him senior minister, so that he would still retain all the rights of the diplomatic passport and all kind of stuff. It was an honorary title. They had nothing to do with no getting additional pay. It was honorary because even the opposition recognized that this man was a great man and that he should be seen as such. And they call him senior minister. It's an honorary title. These people come in here now and create these things called senior ministers, and with no real thing. But mind you, our constitution, all of them, all the governments, will fleece us. Because the constitution of Barbados, the one that we had before and the one that they got now, does not provide for more than one minister in the ministry. It says that if the minister needs help, you will give them a parliamentary secretary. But everybody has gone and put 2 ministers without a minister in the ministry. A minister in the ministry does not have a portfolio. He does not have anything to do because he can't make decisions. And like Ryan Strong went and signed the servants thing, and he had the authority to do it, that would make it illegal. He ain't got no power. Because a minister must have a portfolio. He ain't got none. Even though he might take care of the work the prime minister can do, because the prime minister remains minister of finance, but she ain't got one financial brain cell about her. So he might be doing the but he should be a parliamentary secretary. So all of those people are being paid over and above what the law says. But then they can come and carry our money. That's the problem I got with it, you know. They're feathering their own nest. They're making sure that they get anything they can get their hands on. You know, if it wasn't nailed down, these people get there. And now you're telling me, are you serious? And then you said, well, I'm going to Lord help you. they would pull up the nails. Everything that they do is to benefit themselves. I have not seen anything that these people do to benefit Barbados. If Barbados benefits from anything they do, it was an afterthought. It wasn't the intent. But Barbadians, please stand up for yourselves. I tell you already, and I can tell you again tonight, because people think, and people talk about Caswell doing it, Caswell doing that. Caswell, Franklyn will not benefit one iota, and they will not lose anything in this national insurance, these national insurance changes, simply because I am too old to lose here. So the cuts ain't gonna get to me. I can still need 500 contributions. I can still be able to go home at 67 and draw my pension at 67. So these changes do not affect me. I am out here fighting for you. I'm pointing out to you that you need to stand and fight for yourselves. So if I can fight for you, you can fight for yourself too. And let me tell you something. I do not expect to see police and soldiers on the march. All right? I talk about participating in the march. But I expect to see everybody else. Because everybody else, even though the police and soldiers are people who pay national insurance too, you know, they got certain things about their job that you don't really want to have them involved. But everybody else that pay national insurance should be out there with us. Everybody else. And I can tell you, the police are supporting us. I tell you, the police hear me and very happy to see me and telling me keep up the good work. Because they can't do it. You know, and I understand that. I don't credit them down for anything. I respect them. But we got to stand up for ourselves this time. As a matter of fact, you got to stand up for you, because I right now I'm standing up and I'm not standing up for me. I am not going to suffer any loss as a result of these changes. You are. And if I'm going to go there and march on your behalf,
right,
then come and march for yourself. Because let me tell you something. The more people out there, the least they can do to victimize you. Because they can't victimize everybody. Let's say they got 100 people out there on the march. And these 100 people, I talk about in one government department or whatever. You think they can send all? No. The more out there, the better, the more protected you are. Go out there and stand up for your rights. Go out there and stand up for yourself. They can't victimize all.
That's right.
I right now they're frightened to victimize anybody because they think they'll be another march.
Yeah.
They don't want the marches. So
Yes.
people,
we have someone here asking who are the current senior ministers. There are about 5 of them. If I can remember, Carrie Simmons, Dugade.
Jerome? No, he's a senator. No, huh?
No, Jerome is the senior minister as well. We have Carrie Simmons, William Dugade, and William Dugade is a strange fellow because he didn't even make it as the cabinet the first time. And I understand that there was some disquiet, and to spell that disquiet and make him senior minister, he ain't got nothing to do because they don't have anything for him to do. They got too many ministers. You remember when Franklyn had 17? He said that he only needs 12. Most barbers will need 12 ministers. How much you got now again? 17 was too many for Franklyn.
Well, no, that we are on the show. Something now came back to my mind. We were speaking about senior ministers. If you can remember, the higher and the building of the higher.
I wanted to let Lamumba come in. He's been there for the while in the studio, so just wanted to let him come in. Continue saying what you're saying, but just Lamumba Boston. Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ahead,
I was saying that. Now you were speaking about the senior ministers. I can remember when the Hayat was going up, we had a very active social activist who was quote unquote speaking and representing on behalf of the people. and filing injunctions in court to stop the building of the Hyatt on the basis of the fact that there were no environmental assessment impacts. So now that the government has changed, we are hearing about plans to sell the entire Bay Street, even sell government headquarters straight down to all by Kensington to sell the building that Central Purchasing is on. And we are not hearing anything about any environmental impact assessments. We are not hearing any protests. We are not hearing about anything going on. And
Carry on.
that caused me to go and do some research as it relates to the town plan. I personally did not recall that the position of chief town planner was abolished. And that person was moved from there and a new office was created called the director of planning, the director of planning or so. And the law was changed in the legislation. It once said that where an environmental impact assessment was mandatory, it now says that the minister in charge of town and country planning may instruct that the environmental impact assessment should be done, which actually took away the necessity, the legal mandate to have the environmental impact assessments done on coastal properties or whatever to be able to develop Barbados. And when I saw that, I said, this is where Barbados is going to be sold out. This is where the lands are going to be sold out. That's why we're having issues with things like Savvy on the Bay. That's why we're having issues with all of these persons with their land. That's why we're having issues in St. Lawrence Gap where the government want legally acquire people properties to build marinas and not go through the right processes. And the person who was up front is now the ambassador to CARICOM, who's David Commission. And we don't really get that type of activism from him anymore. So I was wondering if it is that the change of legislation was his suggestion, or was that the government changed it and caused them to shut up. It was baffling to me.
When Lamamba speaks, I will answer you on that. The same commission thing. Let Lamamba speak.
No, well, peace to everyone. I'm just here. I'm here learning. I don't know anything about what is taking place. I'm a student. I'm just here taking it in, and I'll be a part of it. I'm not going to get any pension. I'm not looking to get any pension, but I'm with the people that's out there that's working, and I think that they deserve, after paying so much money over the years, that they deserve to be compensated for the work they have done for Barbados. So that's my personal reason for being there. But as far as, I'm just here listening to all of you, and I'm learning about what actually this whole bill and what they're doing and the changes that they're making that's taking place. I'm learning about that.
Thank you.
All right. Let me tell you something now.
Hope that you will come out with your people. You got a lot of the support. So looking forward to meeting up with you tomorrow.
No, we are gonna be definitely there, brother. You mean that's me. You know what I mean? That's me. Wherever the activism is taking place, I'm there.
You were saying, Caswell?
Kimara just said something about this activist. Over the years, whichever government is in place, when they do fortunes, I kick up. I kick up against Owen Arthur. I kick up against Sandy Burke. David Thompson didn't live long enough for me to kick up against him. And the only two prime ministers I didn't really kick up against was David Thompson and Bree St. John, for obvious reasons. So when people hear me criticizing the things that government does, they label me, but if I'm criticizing the bees, they say I'm a them, and vice versa. So I was making my usual brass tacks and things, whatever, criticizing the things that the government had done. So people took it for granted that I was supporting the Barbados Labour Party. a couple of days after the election, Ben Mayor took over the first election 2018. I walked to my office. My office was on White Park Road at the time. And as I stepped out of my office, who was driving down the car but called me Sean. And he came over to me. He stopped and he came over to me. We were talking. And he was all elated how me on the government and stuff. And because no, he thinks that I was supporting me. Anything was far from the truth, but he wasn't. It's just that the Dems were doing such a poor job that they give me a lot of stuff to talk about. But he misinterpreted that. So after we talked from one thing to the next, I said to him, but what about the Hyatt? And he responded to me, but I was never really against the Hyatt. You know, I just wanted to make sure these guys don't get up on the investment. He told me that outside of my office. Right? I said it and he said it. He's been cursing me on Facebook when he got a chance for me to say so. That is treachery to this country. He said to me, outside of my office on White Park Road, he was never really opposed to the Hyatt. All he was doing is trying to stop them fellas from getting hands on money, getting any investment. So he tried to make sure that Barbados did not do well, to keep it in a state of poverty because they didn't let the Dems get hands on the money so as to create jobs in Barbados for people. And he told me that. But he didn't know that he had telling somebody that hated him immediately after because he thought I was a B and supporting his party so he could tell me things like that. But I've told everybody everything. I talked about it in Senate. I talked wherever he went. I told people about it because I could not. But no, he's cursed me, so I don't mind. He is just in a select group that cursed me, and I tracked them and all listen to him. He said that to me, that he was never opposed to this Hyatt. He just wanted to make sure that if I didn't get a hands on the investment. So he stopped Randall and David and Franklyn from getting investment in Barbados to provide jobs because he wanted to make sure that there were no jobs in Barbados, that the people were suffering and they would vote out the Democratic Labour Party government. That is what he told me. And he was rewarded by a job as CARICOM ambassador. I don't know what CARICOM ambassador does, but gets paid for it. Can we tell you?
Whoa. So he really probably was the one who gave them the instruction as to how to change the legislation that they could now legally step around the law, which would have mandated the government to use or to have to do the environmental impact assessment.
No, I want to attribute that to him. He has a break.
Okay.
Whoa.
So if it's a break, he didn't come and confess that this to me. Can we tell you? He has a break. Somebody might have done it. Not him. I could almost swear for him. He ain't brave enough to do that. He's one of those lawyers that really make it. That's where you gotta be in politics all your life to see if you could get in there and get jobs because you ain't making it in this profession. I'm making it in money. I'm a trade unionist. And that's why you have to resort to pick up bottles. You see, we have to beware of people like him. They have no loyalty to anybody or anything, to this country or to any party. Because remember, he was a B, he was a NDP, he was a Dem. He was all over the place. He has no loyalty to anything. His loyalty is to himself. And the Prime Minister loves those people who she can maneuver because, you know, they ain't got no base, they don't got a foundation. She know that she can throw a little money at them and they keep running. You know, that little cartoon, I remember the time when the fella, but they're barking at the Prime Minister and then the Prime Minister throw the bone and he turned back and crowd. Well, he got, that is the people we have around us. And the thing is, the media are rushing to them for quotes. These are discredited people. But they rush to them for quotes. Then they rush to Winston, then rush to me, then rush to Marcia, because they can't buy us. We are not for sale. As I said to you, and I keep telling you again, I am not doing this for any benefits. I will not get any benefits. I am too old for those changes to affect me. I might look nice and young, but I am not.
Anyway, fellas, my battery is out, so I gotta sign off now. But it was good. It was good chatting with you. I appreciate it. I just want to thank you for having me on the show. Marcia, just special thank you to you. Special thank you to the audience for having me. I'll be there tomorrow supporting the march for sure. And I just want to say how proud I am to be here, to be a part of it. And I want to see more than the
Bring
voting
some people
population
with
who
you,
voted
Kumar.
last time out on the street. Because this is a minority government. People need to know how low the voter turnout was last time, and people need to remember the draconian way they went about stopping people from voting under the guise of COVID. Because COVID was one of the most undemocratic times, most draconian dictatorship type abuses of privileges, honors, and freedoms that this country has ever seen. I don't want people to forget that. I want people to remember everything they did to us to try to force us. I mean, they told so many lies. We lost so many family members. I mean, in the midst of COVID, they even, as I said, they tried to rob us off of vaccines. So it shows they really have no conscience for the people, and that money is their god, and that they would want to remove the real god from the schools to teach transgenderism and the like in schools. So I mean, like I said, I gotta go now, but it was great to be here. So thank you, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, it was good having you.
Yeah, always inspiring.
Bring
Thank you.
some people out with you, Kumar.
Yeah, pardon?
Yeah.
Bring some people with you.
Yeah, for
He,
sure.
he
Some
always
more.
does. He always does.
Yeah, I always bring a couple of friends.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
All
All
right,
right.
boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I am glad to hear that these things are coming out. No, I am not a fan of Commission. I'm not a fan of him. And as far as I'm concerned, he's a traitor. All right.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, all right. As far as I'm concerned, to the cause. He was up about the campus trains and all about the Hayat and everything, and you be hearing no more word from him as soon as he's got this job position. And there are a lot of things that I noticed that are not sincere about him. So what you just told me, dear Caswell, boy, that jumped me too, right? That jumped me because I didn't know about that all along. You have some very good conversations, so they know about that. But I know there's a lot that you could reveal relative to a lot that goes on in Barbados, and people here will stand up on end. I know that for a fact, right? Um, what I'm saying though, another thing I want to highlight is that in coming out tomorrow, okay, I'm not sure if the Senate did. They spoke about the bill, right, Caswell? What exactly transpired on Wednesday when they spoke about the bill?
I am not certain because it was still being debated when we were on the show. So I didn't follow through, and then I had the problems with the polyclinics.
Right,
So
I remember that.
I was out of it. And I now have to catch up on my reading.
Hmm.
So I don't know exactly what they did, but trust me, Parliament can do anything but make a man a woman and a woman a man.
Hmm.
So if Parliament passes a piece of legislation, Parliament can repeal it.
That is
This
correct.
one, this one is supposed to be come into force by proclamation, meaning that the governor general has to sign an order to say that it comes into force from a particular day.
Hmm.
So it has we can make sure that they don't send that proclamation to be signed. And that is not unprecedented because the most recent one that I can think of, there might be others, but the one that bothers me most of all is the Integrity and Public Life Bill because Franklyn Stewart, everybody said a lot of things about Franklyn, right? He don't used to talk, They used to talk, we used to work. And a lot of people don't realize that, you know, these other ones don't talk enough and don't do the work. Franklyn was the only prime minister in the history of Barbados to put an integrity and public life act on the books. The only one. As much as he wasn't doing anything, he did that. I didn't particularly like it myself. It had some things I didn't like. And the Dems put it on. Whether you like it or not, they put on one. It was supposed to come into force by proclamation, and it was never proclaimed. But when I think it was done in 2017, so when the Barbados Party come to office in 2018, they said that they will not proclaim that bill because they can do better and they can have one done in 100 days. The 100 days ain't come yet as far as they're concerned. So I keep saying, and I've said it more than once, that mind you, the president said I attribute improper motives to people in the house. I never intended to do anything like that. I said what happens to politicians is that politicians don't like integrity and public life bill or anything like that because they're gonna get rich first. You know, and they might get rich yet. So don't mind these politicians, like mind their actions. They were saying that they will make sure that the ministers declare their assets. And you remember when they had all this last song and dance with Minister Moshi declare her assets and have ministers declare assets, that kind of thing. There was no provision in law for it, but they said they're going to do it. And they're going to put it into law that the ministers are going to do all these things. And then when the law came about, they put it on not only the ministers, they put it on the senior civil servants too. The senior civil servants that were already regulated by the Public Service Act. If I tell you something, no, you will not believe it. But a civil servant can lose his job for telling a lie to a member of the public. The Civil Service Act is more draconian than anything they got in the, except for the financial penalties and the prison sentences, more draconian than anything else that you have in the Integrity of Public Life Bill. So they got these two pieces of legislation now regulating the civil servants. Public Service Act and the Integrity and Public Life Act when that comes into force. But they want one for themselves. And what they want to do for themselves is to say that you will create a blind trust. You can put your assets in a blind trust. So you don't have to declare them. You put them in a blind trust, nobody will know. So you could be a multi-billionaire crook and you have your assets out there, you put them in a blind trust and you come into government. No, it was supposed for them to declare their assets. That's what it was all about. It was to keep a handle on thieving politicians. But no, the politicians want pulling everybody with them. Even though other people were regulated already. They were not regulated. They had no regulations against them. They had no regulations to govern their behavior. Only the integrity of the prime minister was what was there to keep politicians in check. And we know how that went. But now they want to put laws in place. And Prime Minister promised that she can have something in place for the MPs. By the time MPs no more. So even that we can march both.
Okay.
But I ain't ready for that yet. Let me march. Don't let me dilute the march. Let me march because they carry our money and they want me to pay it back. And that you will not get a pension now under these new pension arrangements. When you work in public service, your pension will be cancelled out by the National Insurance Pension if you work for $5,120 or less.
Okay.
So you know how many people don't work for that kind of money? So if you don't work for that kind of money, you will not get a pension from the government, but you can pay for it. The IMF insists that we have to do these things to us, and we do it. It don't make no sense. Why would they contribute to a pension plan and then not get a benefit from our pension plan in the end? But they most need it. But this is what the government put on the books. To fool you that they're doing something for you. They pass that there, and people thump the table when it passed and stuff. not knowing that there was something of foolishness, because the scenarios that they tell people in their speeches ain't true. They do not tell the truth in the house. They tell you what they think would pacify you. They never told you that the actuaries had told them that it would be, it is the write-off of national insurance, $1.3 billion that caused these problems. They said that we ain't getting enough children and all kind of stuff. That they didn't tell the truth on that score. They're trying to make it look like though that we ain't doing our job and replenishing the population. But they want we to be gays and lesbians, so we can replenish the population and no money. You know? So have no confidence in them. They deceive you from the beginning. And if they deceive you from the beginning, they can't deceive you, they will deceive you going forward. Let them know that Barbadians are not idiots. That Barbadians are thinking people, but just that we don't do a lot of fasting up. But let me start fasting up now, because this is one that I got fasting about. Because let me tell you something. Anybody will get terrible ramming. And if you don't stand up, that's what you will have. That's all you will have for lunch and dinner. Because that is what that will reduce you to. Trust me on it. So when you see these little ramming things and people blowing up all over the state, people want to know how people getting fat is the ramming. Because this is what the government of Barbados decides that they can do to you. I am very serious. These people don't care, you know. That's the truth, they don't care. And all they want to do is tax you and take away your money. They said they put a sweet drink tax, a tax on sugar for people's sweet drinks. And you know, on the street drinks, the prices, because they don't understand the market, they don't understand the people, the sales went down the way. But worse yet, if you were trying to stop people from having unhealthy foods, why would you then take Chevette and carry New York and beg up Chevette? They have more unhealthy food. They got more unhealthy food in there than the street drink bottle. Because they got sweet drinks in there too. You know? But no, that was not to and if they can tax the unhealthy foods, the Chevette should have been taxed. These fast food places should have been taxed. No, but this is a money grab. This is for people to get money on those soft drinks, you know, because they were selling good. So they don't believe none to tell you. That is only the cover story to make it sound good. It was just to get their hands on money. And when they can't find no more money, they're going for national insurance money. But they're going too far. They have gone too far. They're robbing the poor now. They're robbing the poor of the poor. They're robbing pensioners. This is reverse Robin Hood. They're robbing the poor and giving to the rich. Because all the professors are there. If I wanted to advertise in New York, they're going to have money. They're going to have money to advertise themselves, no? You can get a delegation for BTMI, Barbados to President Marketing, with a link and put at the top. Mind you, gone now. But that is the level of thinking and responsibilities that this country is seeing. They don't make sense. Nothing that they have done so far has made any sense. It made sense for them because they are fighting the NIS all the time as we speak. They're fighting the NIS. And you can't find one single fellow in yours to you learn about NIS is fixed. You don't got the fellows in your NIS? And what little cushion you might be able to put in there, they can't walk carry there. Lord, for heaven's sake, people come out and let these people know that they can't do this to you. They're hurting you. They're hitting you where it hurts worse. You know? They're like hitting a young, virile man where it hurts most. That's what they're doing to you. Hitting you in the nuts. It isn't fair. Tell them so. Let them see that we are saying to them it isn't fair. Let them see that we are not pleased by these things. All right?
All right.
I think if I could plead anymore, I would. But I want to have a little bit of voice for the more.
Okay.
And I need to get some. I need to get some rest, miss. And I have been up going since morning. When 8:30 I was in St. Philip.
I was around too. I know it is. I am asking everybody to come out early. You were supposed to start at 10, but if you could get there early, we would be extremely grateful if everybody could get there early. And as we keep saying, the police will be obviously the police will be there. We have police there to accompany us, and you know what I mean, and stick within. We have to stick within the guidelines, but come out in your numbers. Bring a friend, bring a family member, bring your dog and all. Come out, bring them, because this will affect everybody. This will affect every single living person in Barbados. Okay, those who are older, yes, and like Caswell said, they will not be affected. But Caswell, look at what Caswell is doing. He's coming out. He's walking for you, for each of us. You understand? Who will be affected? He's not getting any financial gain from this. You understand? He's not getting anything from this. Okay, but there are people who, when they see injustice, will speak up about it. Okay, Lamumba is one of those people. Bongo Lights, those people. Marcel Weeks. Okay, these people consistently are talking about the wrongs that are being done and are educating people as to their rights and what should really be done. All right, please let our work not be in vain. Please come out, assist us, please. Is there anything you want to say, Lamamba?
Yeah, but I'm just going right on what you're saying, and I would like everyone to come out. It's not about politics, so don't make it political. It's about our freedom. It's about our liberation. It's about all people coming together and saying, "Listen, enough is enough." Yeah, it's not what I mean. That well, as I said, I'm not. This is the first time I even hear about this pension bill because I was never interested in anything like that. But what I begin to see is that there's a connection to everything. So, you know, it's not just the pension bill. It is, the pension bill is linked to the vaccines. It's linked to everything else that they're trying to do. The IDs, everything else. So we need to come on out. We need to come on out, people. As the brother said, whether you old, young, in a wheelchair, whatever, come on out and show these people. Quite a few people today was reasoning with me, and they was telling me, well, I was telling them about the march, and they were saying, well, there's no what we get out of marching. We don't get nothing out of marching. So people gonna continue to do what they want to do, whether we march or if we don't march. So I was trying to explain to them, if you look at the world news, and that's what I do. I look at the world news, and you see protests going on all over the planet. So if it wasn't working, and it is working, it is causing these people. So it is going on in France, it's going on all over Europe, it's going on all over. The only place that you don't see that kind of activism is in the Caribbean, not only in Barbados, but in the Caribbean. And the Caribbean is supposed to be the most vocal of all. You see what I mean? So we need to come on out, people. Come on out. Come out in numbers, man. And numbers do make a difference. No government likes exposure. None.
Especially this one, for sure.
And especially this one. That's right. So we need to come on out, people. I'll be there. I'm gonna bring some people with me, and everybody just bring somebody with you.
And somebody was speaking about the Barbadian whites. Okay, we have a support group of those with us, not only Barbadian but those who are resident here, who will be there tomorrow. Okay, so you'll see them around me. All right, and they'll be all throughout. So yeah, it's not about religion, it's not about politics, it's not about ethnicity, it's about your rights. All right, so let's all come out. Marcia, Are you available? There she is. Are you still here?
I'm here, but as you can see, having a trouble technically. But you can still hear me. I can hear the echo, but you guys, I was just enjoying the show. I love this. I love working behind the scenes. So I'm looking forward to see everybody tomorrow. We're going up there. Don't forget all, they had the march on Montgomery. Remember that? Right? They had all the march on Selma, sorry, and all the protests in Montgomery. All of them, we're living off of those things that our ancestors did. And now to believe that we will have no power, we don't have any power. If we march, they won't listen to us. That's a lie. That's laziness too. There's a lot of us are lazy. We got to fight for what it is that we want. So tomorrow, guys, come on out. We're going to be up there. And as we tell you, if it's the 4 of us alone in front of the truck, behind the truck, we're going. Just know that, right? So we're going to be there tomorrow. God bless you all. And thank you, Winston. Thank you, Mr. Caswell Franklyn. Thank you, Lumumba. And thanks, Kimar, who came on tonight. So we see everybody tomorrow. God bless you all. We're going to bed early tonight, man. So we can get up really fresh. Come early. Come out early. And we want to make sure you help us to keep the peace. help us to keep the peace tomorrow. Make sure the police, they are our friends, okay? So don't try to be, just make sure
everything is going to be good. Everything is going to be good. We will have a great day. We will. Speak it into being. Speak it into being. Blessed. Rastafari.
All right, you guys. Caswell, get some rest.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye, guys. Love you.
All right.
Love you.
Bye-bye. Yeah.